Hello everyone, V2A40 back with another deck for you. Today we are looking at the Implicit playing cards that was from Kickstarter by Nathan Dharma. And the front of the box, lots of gold foil. It's produced by Hansen Chen Company, Hansen Chen Playing Card Company, which is the same company that does Legends and Expert and the Taiwan decks. It's from Taiwan. A lot of gold foil on the tuck case with a lot of white details as well. And this kind of fancy eye in the center for Implicit. And it says Implicit. On the one side, more details. It says Implicit again. And see at the other side. At the top, more gold foil details. And in the bottom, it says it's designed, concept is by Nathan Dharma. It's designed by Gart, printed in Taiwan by Hansen Chen Playing Card Company. Of course, it says that in foil. And Gart, I looked it up, he's got a website, what is it, gartman.com or something like that. Apparently he does all sorts of artwork. The back you see is basically the same as the front, except that it says Dharma. There's no seal, nothing on the flaps. The inside of the flap, they actually put a gold foil detail, which is pretty nice, pretty unique. They didn't do anything else on the inside, which is actually fine, because who really cares? I mean, I really don't care too much about the inside of the deck, the tuck case being designed, especially since a lot of time people don't even open them, so it kind of defeats the purpose. But, I mean, at least doing something on the flap like that is pretty cool, and it's different. You don't usually see that just on the flap. Now, these are from Kickstarter. I think I mentioned that already. Apparently, they were designed with cardists in mind. I apologize, I'm off camera. Apparently, they were designed with cardists in mind. And apparently, they're supposed to be modern looking. But if this is modern looking, then I'm not a huge fan, unfortunately. The Jokers, they look like that. They're both identical. It's kind of a Jester looking type guy. Half gold, half red. I believe they have gold metallic inks on the backs and the faces. You can kind of see it just a little bit. There's your backs. Now, I will say that looking at the project, it looks like the board is a bit thinner. And also that the corners would match the curvature of the edge. Not quite, I guess. Not quite what I'm seeing, but it's not bad. It's an okay back design, obviously made with cardistry in mind. Very simple. Details in the corners for fanning. The logo in the center. And that's what you get for the Jokers. For the backs and the Jokers. The Ace of Spades, it doesn't say anything on it. It's just a fancy kind of Ace of Spades. Spade tip and whatnot. I do like the indexes they used on the cards. Most of them anyways. You'll see what I mean in a minute. And that's what I mean. You look at the number cards, you look at the aces, they got one type of index. And I do like that index. It's kind of like a retro type index actually, despite it's supposed to be modern. But the court cards have a completely different type of index with the pip and letter reversed. So I mean, it does make the court cards stand out, but I think that would make it a little harder to identify cards and use them and make them usable. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. The court cards are pretty interesting themselves, a lot of detail. Maybe a little bit too busy for my liking. For me personally anyways. They just seem a little bit busy. They got red colors for the hearts and diamonds. Gold metallic ink for the clubs and the spades. Just do it like that. Pretty interesting, but it just seems like there's a bit too much going on for my liking. Maybe if there was a bit more color and it was more colorful and you could see more of the details that way, it would be different. Like this one has kind of multiple colors in it so you can see more of the details. But it just seems like they designed a court card and they just scribbled all over it. And I'm not a huge fan of that. That one, I mean, you compare that too. Like this one looks pretty nice. Pretty clean, I think. Pretty nice, pretty clean. You can make it out. And then you look at this and it's got all sorts of scribbles on it. Like, why? And the number cards. Nice modified pips. But fairly straightforward. I like the indexes on that. I'm not a big fan of the indexes on the number cards. They also have a different font Not only did they reverse the pips and the indexes, but completely different font, which is, I guess, more modern looking. But that is that. These are printed by the Hansen Sen Playing Card Company. They handle quite good, as you can see. Well, I guess I better spread the faces. Some people like to see spreads, fans of the faces and the backs. I don't know what stocker finish they use. They didn't specify. Obviously, if you've played around with any Legends or Expert decks, especially recently, you got an idea of what it's going to look like and feel like, or handle like. It is an embossed finish. It's probably like the classic stock or something like that, classic finish, but I'm not 100% sure. Actually, I don't even know what they would call it for Hansen Sen, because I don't think I've ever seen him list any of his stocks or finishes. But Hansen Sen does produce good quality decks. This probably would be similar to the chicken nuggets in quality, I'm assuming. I haven't handled one in a while. Handles pretty good though, nonetheless. Overall though, I wasn't really won over by the art. I guess the back design kind of looks okay when you're a fan of the spread. The faces, I like the number cards. The code cards, like I said, a bit too busy for my liking. And I don't like what they did with the indexes. The number cards being one way and the code cards being a different way. It seems unnecessary. Tuck case though is nice. Although, if it was me, I would have the name nice, big, visible. I mean, if you're proud of your brand and what you came up with, tell the world, identify what it is, you know. It's just, it's really small on there, the implicit. I guess it's not supposed to be, I guess it's supposed to be like that, I don't know. Anyways, it is what it is. I would say probably an 8 out of 10 for this one. It's not bad. It's not really, it's definitely not one of my top 10 decks or anything like that. Not one of my favorites by a long shot. But it's an okay deck, and it handles good. And that is that. And I think it might be available at some card and magic shops. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't seen, can't recall if Murphy's Magic is distributing it or not. But you can always contact the creator if you want them, if you can't find them. Anyways, I don't think he has a website either, so you'd have to Google it. You should be able to find him though, because there's probably a couple thousand produced at least. I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, dragging this video on for too long, I apologize. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Special thanks to my sponsor, Murphy's Magic, and I'll see you next time with more. Thanks for watching.